Hello everyone and welcome to the Wolfside channel. Today with the topic the Unreal Engine 5 progression. Henrik gave us an update and also cleared up some rumors where people were already making memes at the Mortal Discord and also on Reddit. And if you want a dedicated video just for the memes, please comment your favorite memes below. But now to the status update on the progression and what will come with the Unreal Engine 5 and what will not come with the Unreal Engine 5. Henrik explains.
So there's been a few speculation of some memes, so ugly memes starting where no worries, Unreal Engine 5 solves everything, ridiculous things like that. So I want to just touch base what actually Unreal 5 means for Multiline 2, because I don't know how many consider those what it actually means. So Unreal 5 or Mortal Online 2. So Unreal 5, I want to point that out again. Unreal 5 doesn't handle any network related system or node lines, custom codes, game features, stuff like that. It is simply the engine to render things on your client. So with the help of our custom-made network solution that we built over many years that have been really expanded and improved on the latest month, that makes it really possible. We are extremely far in the lead when it comes to supporting Unreal 4 and 5 in a large-scale sandboxy network solution. It's not a classic network solution which are based that are heavy instanced like theme park games, World of Warcraft and such. We built the network to support a sandbox open world dynamic streaming without seamless transitions as absolutely much as possible. And I think we are pushing those boundaries quite far now, which is really exciting for the game and the future. No lines or nothing players experience when running around in the world. There are nodes. These are nodes that the server uses to calculate data on the network, and they're not visible in any way for the players. You don't notice a freeze or anything when you move over those. That's also a very common speculation in the player base. Everyone calls the node lines. It's the node lines. It's the node lines, right? But node lines are something that are invisible for the players, and you don't notice. There's no lag whatsoever when you transition from one node to another node. That is the hidden seamless network solution, pretty much. Level streams, however, which is the next point here. The whole world is built on level streams. That's how we build the large world in Mortal Online using Unreal Engine 4. And there are some issues with this when we have too much data, haven't fully optimized those levels, and there haven't been a very modern way in the engine to make this happen in the background away from the main thread, which is causing the freezes. So whenever you hit a level stream, that's when your client, this is noticeable, that's when your client completely freezes. Everything from a big stutter down to 0 FPS to a huge freeze that can last for 1 to 3 seconds at worst. It's also based on your client. So if you have a more powerful CPU, it will be less. If you have a little bit older or slower CPU, this will also be more severe. So that is a big thing. When just running around in the world, you notice freezes, and that makes the game experience quite worse, right? So this is a big thing we're trying to improve and solve as much as possible now when we step over to Unreal Engine 5. Having that identified and know how we can work to improve this area is obviously an important thing, so you don't get these extreme freezes anymore. So that is the level streams. And then we have world terrain and Nanites. You may know, I've seen some of those cool, juicy demo stuff popping out now from Epic Games and other studios showcasing Unreal Engine 5. There are some things that really stands out, which are, I would say, mainly two that a lot of people are talking about, which is obviously the Nanites, and then also the Lumen System, which is the lighting system. So what we are doing here is that we're working very hard on the world terrain to improve them greatly in a new method to, like I said, to eliminate the freezes and stuttering that affects the gameplay performance. And there are also several areas where we're gonna take highly use of the Nanites. For instance, I'm sure you've seen some of the steep slope mountains, fall downs, where it looks like a little bit stretched, low resolution terrain parts and mountains, which kind of break the immersive level a little bit in the else beautiful environment, nature. So this not only allows us to remove those components and replace them with a nanite mesh, which makes it extremely detailed and much more realistic, but we also remove a lot of components on the terrain that are just stretched and ugly, that doesn't support detailed changes in the heights. So that means we actually improving the performance overall and get much more spectacular looking slopes, mountains, and details in the world terrain. So that is a very good bonus, obviously. We both gain performance, but also makes it look much more beautiful. And then, yeah, the Lumen System. That is Epic Games' new way of illuminating the world, and it just looks push it forward in our next generation visuals. It global illuminates the world much more based on real lightning mechanics, pretty much, without completely wrecking the performance. Which there have been cases and tests with NVIDIA ray tracing, stuff like that, global illumination ray tracing using Unreal Engine 4, and we have experimenting with that a little bit as well a few years ago, and that looked amazing, but you were running around with 5 FPS, so obviously not practical in a real-time game when you rely on stable frames, right? And this is the magic behind Lumens. It does it in another way, so performance can still remain in a manageable level and still getting these amazing lightning effects and shadows. So the whole world will be lit in a new way. Every single place and dungeon and out in the environment will simply look different. I've shown you a few screenshots for that in that first iteration in previous stream, just to get an idea of it. But I'm planning to show a stream soon also more entirely in Unreal Engine 5 to show what Mortal Lion looks like with the whole new lightning system. So that is obviously one of the things we are making use of as much as possible to push the visual boundaries forward. So yeah, overall, obviously Unreal 5 have been an improvement from Unreal Engine 4. That makes the whole working environment pipeline much more efficient as well. We can work together as a team on different locations in the world without corrupting each other's work areas. So yeah, just again improving everything, moving forward, much more efficient to build a world without going through very complicated and tricky steps where we also risk losing time whenever there are small mistakes. So those are the main things I would say. I'm sure my team have additional points that they can go on for quite a while, but we don't want to jump too technical into such details at this point. I just wanted to cover the main things that everyone will notice and see instantly at least. So yeah, that is a little bit about Unreal Engine 5 to try to clear some of that confusion as well.
So this is good to hear. So yeah, I guess this is a bright future for the game, but hopefully they don't need so much time to actually get this done. And I'm really looking forward for the weather effects Henrik showed the last time, and also some more little features that they can easily implement with Unreal Engine 5, for example the new gore system and stuff like that. There are links in the description for the gore system and for the weather system, just for example. So please leave your opinions about this in the comments about the Unreal Engine 5 and stuff like that. So special thanks to all the supporters, of course, Carmel, Professor O, Lukario, Anonymous Slums Gaming, Rhonus, Paarthurnax, Cologne, Bulldog, you, and all the others, of course. So always remember to make Unreal Engine hard. The party hard. See you all next time. Goodbye.